Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chosen, a celebration of love and community. My name is Wembley Sewell, and I am the editor-in-chief of Them. At Them, we are dedicated to supporting, uplifting, and amplifying the LGBTQ+ community, our history, our stories, and, above all, our voices. Tonight, you will hear from amazing leaders, figures, trailblazers in our community. I hope the experiences they share move and inspire you. I know their words have moved me. You'll also get to hear stories about queer triumph and togetherness, and the strength, joy, and connection we find when we look to our chosen families. Before we get started, I also want to send thanks and gratitude to MasterCard, our presenting sponsor, for making this program possible, and for their dedication to celebrating and accepting the LGBTQ+ community. You can see that commitment in efforts like the MasterCard True Name feature, which makes it possible and easy for trans and gender nonconforming and non-binary and other members of the queer community to display their actual names on their credit and debit cards, even if they haven't been legally changed. Efforts like these are helping to ensure that all of us feel safe and accepted in our daily lives, and sidestep hurdles that might lead to discrimination and harassment for some of the most marginalized among us. It's a program that we hope will lead the way for similar efforts across the financial industry. You can read more about it in the description on this video. Now, without further ado, on behalf of all of us at Them, I am so proud to present Chosen.
Hi everybody, I'm Kyan Durashow. Happy holidays. What does connection mean to me? Connection is your chosen family, your given family. It's the feeling when you see your loved ones and you feel held.
To me, connection means being with people who make you feel loved and safe, and maybe that's in person, maybe that's online.
Connection is all about having at least someone who you can be your full self with, that you can tell your truth with, that you can actually, truly connect with.
Connection to me honestly just means being able to find people in your life who you're able to be open with, and people that you're able to trust, and people that are able to understand, what your issues and what your triggers are, and also being able to be that for somebody else. This dance of reminding yourself to be open and allowing people around you to be open.
Connection means staying together even though we're apart. So hanging out together, whatever that means, whether that's staying together online or on the phone or through texting or through photographs or just, a mind meld. It's that to me is love. We're all connected and it's sort of just, it shows that we're all together when we can all connect somehow. We have these devices that connect us, and we have our souls which connect us. So we're all together.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Pep, how are you?
I am so good. I am missing you. Missing you. I'm in a hotel. I should not be so loud. You'll be thinking I'm getting murdered.
That's a woman being murdered. Say hey to them.
Hey, them. Hi, them, and the Condé Nast family. I'm Peppermint.
My name is Bob the Drag Queen.
And we are so happy to be here having
a little chat. How you been, girl?
I've been good. I miss you. I haven't seen you, but I'm very thankful for the end of the year and hopeful that the new year will bring us a bounty.
I think 2021 is going to be amazing. I really think that.
I mean, come on.
It has to be. But at this point, the barometer for what an amazing year is so low for us. Do you remember? Of course you remember, because this happens every year in New York City. The first day where the snow starts to die and the temperature gets up to about 65, everyone's like, it's warm.
It's warm. Let's wear shorts. Let's wear shorts.
That's where we are. So the barometer for happiness in 2021 is so low that we're going to be like, this was the best year we've had.
I'm going to see your weather analogy and raise you a little bit. While we were indoors during the cold, we were able to create some of the fiercest warm weather clothing that when the warm weather comes out, we are going to be the best looking we've ever been, by way of all of the conversations that we've been having around race and gender and sexuality and politics and everything have really, I think, elevated a lot of people. The bar has been set really low, but I think people's awareness and their abilities and their sensitivities are in a completely different place. Nobody's going into 2021 the way that we came into 2020.
I do think you're right. Like the ability to build our own communities. Basically, like I said on Twitter a while back, I said being queer is the best thing that ever happened to me. And it was a little controversial. Some people thought it was a little controversial.
Why would that be controversial?
I think they were saying like because a lot of people have had bad situations happen to them because of their queerness. And they were like, how is it a good thing when these bad things have happened? And I'm like, yeah, there's that, but it's also given me it's the career that I have, I think, is specifically because I'm queer. If I was a straight man, I probably would not have started doing drag. Now, that's not to say anything to all the straight men who do drag. I'm not one of them. I'm not Tyler Perry or Barry Humphries, okay? I'm Bob the drag queen. But I know that like this is giving all my friends like you, Monet Exchange, Mateo Lane, Zach Noe Towers, Mila Jam, all like the people, the friends that I've made, Jasmine Rice LaBeija. Most of my close friends are because of my career in drag, and which is directly linked to my queerness. So I just say that's honestly one of my greatest gifts. What do you think is one of your greatest gifts?
Okay, so my two greatest gifts. My number one greatest gift, let's see, how do I say this? I love me some fried chicken. I'm just kidding.
You are so, I'm like, well, in this top, I can see your two greatest gifts.
I know, it's quite inappropriate. Isn't this a daytime event? Oh God, don't look. Sorry, okay, I'll leave it like this. It's
YouTube. Funny. They can watch it whenever they want.
They can watch it on YouTube. Shut up, everybody, you adults. The point is, my other two greatest gifts are, I think it's the self-awareness that I have or the time that, I won't say the self-awareness, the time that I spent reflecting on who I am and what my contribution is to other people in the world. I spent a lot of time thinking about that. So that time that I spent, I think was beneficial. And then my other gift is I think it seems as though I have a very pronounced sense of empathy and it guides me. And I'm thankful for it because it allows me to connect with people that I hear are described as not being able to be connected with.
That is true. And whenever you and I work on projects, a lot of times you are the voice of empathy when everyone's like, ha! And you're like, well, did you all consider? And we're like, you know what? Honestly, we hadn't. Thank you, Pep, for bringing the consideration and the empathy to this room because we were all just like, girl, woo! And Pep was like, well, and we're like, wow, that literally just like, went over our heads. So I have also been, I've been able to enjoy that gift of yours as well.
Thank you. I think I had a sense of community really early on because of the style of drag and I never had drag mom, but I learned from all these queens that were in the club scene. And so I learned from all these lovely ladies. And one of the things that I think was in style coming out of the 90s, which is when I was doing drag, was the sense of sort of charity. AIDS and HIV was is still a major issue, but was a major epidemic. And so the drag entertainers were the ones who were really focused on keeping people's spirits up. The drag entertainers would be the ones to be like, y'all, we have to learn about this new therapy or this new medication or something. They were like the people that were spreading the word.
Well, I learned about PrEP from drag queens. I learned about the vaccine trials from drag queens. I mean, I remember hearing Lady Bunny talk about what it was like to do a show, go to a funeral, do a show, and like you the same people that you would see at the funeral,
you would see at the bars.
You would see that night at the bars, and and they were really relying on you to like help them
through both of those situations. So these days, how can people come together and connect with chosen family?
Even though I've seen less people now than I think I have seen in like a million years, I feel more connected to people because we're just constantly reaching out. And there are people who are saying like, I've never been able to see a drag show ever, but now they're happening online constantly. Like, even though we're not close to each other, like face to face, we're at least 6 feet apart from each other. That does not mean that you cannot connect with the people around you. Like, there are folks on the internet who want to meet you. There is someone, your best friend is on the internet. That's crazy to me.
That's
like,
true.
if you sit at home thinking I don't have a best friend, that's not true. Your best friend is out there literally sitting around waiting for you right now. What do you like? What are some other ways that you find like chosen family like supports one another?
I think chosen family really supports one another. I mean, certainly through, if they're queer, if we're talking about queer folks here, then definitely through socialization at the party, at the club, at the house, at the brunch. You know, there's so many like traditions.
The brunch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The brunch.
The brunch, darling. There's so many queer traditions in our community. And not that, you know, queer people, like gay people ain't the only people that eat brunch. But but this is clearly
it is statistically and scientifically proven. If you eat brunch, you are queer. Everyone knows that if you've ever had breakfast after 11 o'clock,
there might be some truth to that. I'm gonna say. I think those kinds of traditions are, you know, we kind of took the experiences of being sort of discriminated against and sort of an oppressed class, and then you turn that into a new sort of power. I love talking to you every single time.
I love you too. I know. I'm gonna come back to New York pretty soon, actually.
When will you be here?
I'm probably gonna come back for Thanksgiving because I don't have any plans.
Well, we'll talk off the thing. All right, everyone. Well, thank you.
No, tell me your address while we're here. I forgot it. Say your address into the camera.
If you're sending money, 555-5555.
555.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone, at them. I'm so happy that we were able to spend some of the holiday time with you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
How do you embrace your true self?
I think that looking back on my childhood, I always knew who I was. And what made it more complex and confusing is what other people were telling me to be. So I think, how do you embrace your true self? You just really have to trust yourself. And it sounds so much easier said than done, but I truly believe that we all really know who we are, and it will take a long time to figure that out. Maybe you just have to sit with yourself. But it's possible, and you just need to really fall into what you feel intuitively. And that's how.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful words. I feel like the light was shining more when you were talking.
Thank you.
I embrace my truest self by leaving room for evolution. Change is a stepping stone along our path to purpose, and it's okay to move in a different direction. Give yourself permission to shift your perspective, goals, aspirations, and to redefine what true happiness looks like in your life. The best way to embrace your truest self is to stop living out other people's expectations of how you exist in the world, and to never limit your imagination as to what's possible in your life. You deserve nothing but best case scenarios, and although regret is a part of life, not going after your dreams shouldn't be one of them. I wish you nothing but wealth, health, prosperity, but above all else, joy. Happy holidays.
In the year 2020, I can say with confidence that I'm living my life as authentically as possible, without concern or worry about what others think of me. But it hasn't always been this way. Community has played such a pivotal role in my journey in embracing myself. As a baby queer who grew up in a very strict and isolated household. I was often isolated and depressed, feeling like I was a failure because my sexuality and gender weren't acceptable to my friends and family. But through social media, finding others like me online helped me realize that I wasn't alone in my feelings and that my identity, living as an outward and non-conforming person, could be possible. Without the encouragement and kind words of others, I'm not even sure I'd still be here, but I am, and living the best and truest version of myself. Today, I continue to do so as I surround myself with chosen family and friends who continue to provide space for me to express myself without judgment. And I'm hoping that by being my truest self, others can find that encouragement as well.
I embrace my truest self by surrounding myself with people who know my most authentic form. So that means chosen family, that means close friends, that means putting myself in environments that reflect directly what I'm about. So I tend to really keep my people close to me, and that not only shows me my true self, but it shows there too, because we surround ourselves with like-minded people or people who are close in our souls and our hearts, and that's how we see our true selves.
Whether from Madonna, Paris is Burning, or recent hit shows like Pose and Legendary, you've heard of voguing. What you might not know is that the world learned to strike a pose from dancers and performers like Jose and Luis Extravaganza, who trained Madonna personally and made a name for themselves in that category in New York City ballroom competitions in the 80s. For decades, the ballroom scene has nurtured a community of artists from a multitude of backgrounds, gender and sexual identities, and creative disciplines. Many mothers of modern-day ballroom, people like Crystal LaBeija, Pepper LaBeija, Dorian Corey, Paris Dupree, and Avis Pendavis, identified as transgender women or female impersonators of color, and used their knowledge of 1960s drag pageants to lay the foundation for the scene as it exists today. And for as long as balls have been serving mind-blowing choreography and fashion that gives Paris runways a run for their money, they've also existed as a way for LGBTQI people to find chosen family and a kind of support and acceptance they might not find anywhere else. Ballroom competitors walk a ball under a house name, and one's house becomes one support system as they navigate the ballroom and the world. Some houses are named after fashion houses, like the House of Chanel or the House of Lanvin. Others are named to evoke elegance, grace, and general fabulousness, like the House of Ninja, named to evoke a ninja's precision and poise. And the first house of ballroom, the House of LaBeija, named after the Spanish word for beautiful. House members are more than one's ballroom teammates, mentors, and coaches. Most importantly, they often become one's chosen family. Houses feature mothers and fathers who act as leaders of their children, or the younger house members, like Mother Blanca Rodriguez Evangelista to Angel on Pose, or Father Jamari Balmain to the House of Balmain on Legendary. House mothers and fathers look after their children in their house, yet their parental leadership goes far beyond supporting one's children at a ball. Whether they're providing a home-cooked meal, celebrating their children's accomplishments at school or work, imparting life advice, or offering a shoulder to cry on, parents, brothers, sisters, and siblings of a house are the emotional rock supporting members of the scene. Every story in ballroom is unique, but for many folks, houses are a literal lifeline. When our biological family members can't give us the emotional or social foundation we need, as many LGBTQI people know firsthand, one's ballroom family can be there. Some turn to ballroom because they've been shunned from their biological families for being queer. Ballroom can offer a home where one can make new friends, express themselves creatively, and find shelter and community services from organizations like GMHC, an HIV/AIDS advocacy healthcare organization. In these ways, ballroom is about much more than status and fame. For many, it's how they find their way in the world, with the crucial support of their house and family members alongside them. The ballroom scene is a beautiful and complex space that celebrates a vast diversity of LGBTQI experiences. We have the icons and legends of ballroom to thank for their sweeping artistic influence on the worlds of house music, drag, fashion, and much more. And we have the mothers, fathers, family members, and houses of ballroom to thank for giving those in the ballroom scene more than a place to express themselves. They've given them a home, a way of living, a means of giving life, and a path for some of the LGBTQIA community's most marginalized members to ultimately reclaim our power and thrive.
1, 2, 3, hey! Ta, 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 hey!
Hey, everybody. It's Delon Burnside.
Hi, I'm Haley Sahar.
And you may know us from Pose. I'm super excited to be here with you all today and to chat with my sister, Haley. How are you, love?
I'm super excited as well, and I'm great. And I see you got the memo. We're both wearing green, so that's already a good
all
sign.
about the green.
It's all about the green.
Green is about abundance, which is very appropriate when we talk about Pose, the house of abundance, one of the iconic legendary houses in the show that actually your character, Lulu, begins in the House of Abundance when we meet her. What's this journey been like for you working on Pose?
This journey has been many layers. First and foremost, it's been an honor, a blessing, and a privilege to be a voice to our marginalized community. It's been educational for me to learn how to use my platform to give back. Just a few years before Pose, I was doing pageants, and that was kind of when I started to not be stealth and live stealth. I was living stealth for such a long time. And for those who don't know what that is, that means I was just blending in with the world and no one knew of my transness. And so educational in the sense when it comes to Pose, learning how to use my voice, learning how to be visible, and how to use that platform to give back. It's been a plethora of great experiences for me.
You know, you talked about sort of existing in this space of being stealth prior to Pose. I think we all sort of had an experience of being able to come more into the fullness of who we are.
Yes.
Pose, or being encouraged to do it in our work. Because I think so much of the world has taught us that we can't like be our full selves. And so I it's been lovely to see like all of us blossom into the most full version of ourselves. We've all sort of become a family, and like family, we've watched each other grow.
Yes.
Families like
and continuously growing.
Yeah, and I think like we encourage each other to grow. Like, you know, that's one of the things that I really value about this project is, although it comes with its challenges, it's the thing that I can stay grounded and rooted in is like we all have the same sort of intentions and what we want to see happen in the world and for our community, and we support each other.
We do, yeah.
I'm curious to know, what's it like balancing life right now, and who are the people, and what are the ways that you sort of stay grounded?
I think I'm just naturally a grounded person. I think that, and I'm only speaking for myself, but I know a lot of our brothers and sisters can agree to this too. When you've gone through such a traumatic experience in your life and just being completely marginalized, I think that I think just this humbleness kind of takes over you. At least it does for me. And so that itself keeps me grounded. I can never float too high to where I forget that there is a lot of work that needs to be done. But that is also the force that drives me to want to do more, to want to work harder, to want to book more gigs, because in that I know that I am one of the vessels that is opening up spaces for other individuals to walk through. And so those things keep me grounded and keep me going.
And how has family helped you to become the person that you are today?
I mean, no one's life is perfect. I've had my hiccups with certain family members. I've had beautiful moments with other family members. And I think collectively that helps me to embody the struggle, but then also the hope in that arc, and utilizing that to put it into the art or put it into the activism. And so my family has been very instrumental, even some family members that, I was estranged from, they've come around kind of full circle since Pose. And it's been a journey before that, but getting to understand me a lot better because of a show like Pose, or because of the work that I'm doing. And they've actually had to acknowledge that I'm not some heathen, as they say, or I'm not some abomination. And I think that taking the good and the bad, I've been able to kind of absorb that and then give it back out and speak to the people and speak for the people, because I am one of those people as well. I know we talk about this in Pose, but why is chosen family important to you? And what does that mean to you?
Chosen family, COVID has actually really highlighted this piece for me. Okay. I think family in general has become clarified for me during this time, and sort of the space that it holds in my life, and the way in which I want to create more space for family. I come from a very tight family. We very supportive of one another, even through my journey with my identity. And my family, although it's been rocky, they've always been supportive. But moving to New York, I built a tribe of my own. And my Pose family as well. The family that we choose are the people that we actually need the most in our lives, I think. They are the people who, throughout our younger lives, we wished we had. I am a reflection of my biological family, but my chosen family is a reflection of who I am, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
And not only who I currently am, but they're a reflection of who I want to be.
For me, I think since the day I was born, I was already in transition, because I didn't fit into this world and I didn't see anything that was cut out for me. And I realized it really is no nucleus to the community. And we have to be that nucleus. We have to be that blueprint or that guidebook. And I will tell you, since COVID, I have truly decided to just take no mess, and to really put my foot down firmly, or my heel, I should say, put my heels down firmly, and to stand in that.
We have to use our platforms for the greater good. And especially in this time, thinking about this idea of a nucleus. And we were, of course, able to learn from the generations before us. But one thing I'm really hopeful about is the fact that we have been and are able to accomplish a certain level of visibility in a way that the generations after us will have more of a blueprint. That's what I'm hopeful about, even during this crazy time that we're living in with all of the things going on in the world. I'm hopeful about the fact that we are still able to do the work that we love, that Pose season 3 is happening, and that through the challenges, we are able to continue telling these stories about Black and brown, trans, and queer folks.
We really are blessed to be in this position and to be amongst each other and to encourage each other. So I'm really happy about season 3, because it's definitely in the works. And I'm excited.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Haley, for waking up this morning and spending this time on our day off. I am excited to see you back on set. And to the Them audience, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
We love you. I love you. And we're in season 3 right now filming. So we have some great goodies for you soon. We love you guys so much. Thank you.
My biggest hope for the future is peace on earth. I am so sick and tired of all the negativity and all the hatred going on in the world today. So, I have hope, I have faith that the world will be peaceful very soon.
I have so many dreams and they change every 5 minutes. A lot of my dreams are about our band. You know, I want our band to continue to grow and evolve, and I hope that the audience who listens to Tegan and Sara continues to encourage and support us experimenting with our sound and taking risks and trying new things. And I also just feel so proud of what we've been able to accomplish in 4 years with the Tegan and Sara Foundation, and my dream is that we keep making it bigger and reach more of our community and really help LGBTQ women and girls get the research and representation and money and funding that they so desperately need and deserve.
I'm hopeful that we'll be able to hang out and play shows next year. I really hope that happens because I really miss having fun like that, and I'm hopeful that I'm gonna be loving myself because I need that, and I hope you'll love yourself too and have a good time.
My biggest hope for the future is that we don't have to continue to fight for basic human rights for all people, basic equity for all people. We all deserve love, we all deserve respect, we deserve to live openly and authentically as ourselves and take up space in this world. And I hope that one day everyone will be able to understand that and we can be free. Peace.
When we say that housing is a human right, we're not being metaphorical or aspirational. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights enshrined the seemingly obvious fact that all human beings have the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of themselves and their family, including a dependable roof over our heads. Yet, around the world and here in the United States, that right is frequently ignored and even ridiculed, leaving millions unhoused and unsheltered, even as homes sit empty. And nobody understands this more keenly than our trans communities. Fear of losing their homes and safety is one of the biggest reasons trans people stay in the closet. According to the 2015 US Transgender Survey, currently the largest available data sample about the lives of trans Americans, 30% of respondents said they'd experienced homelessness at some point in their lives, and almost a quarter reported experiencing housing discrimination within the last year, denied even a dry place to sleep because of their identities. There's nothing new about this problem. It's why Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera founded Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, or STAR, a radical group dedicated to sheltering and providing found family to trans people in need. Johnson and Rivera, both survival sex workers of color, saw the desperation and need in their community in New York City and rose to the occasion, establishing Star House in 1970 to house other trans sex workers and trans youth who had run away from home. And although Star's time has passed, its example has inspired countless others who are bringing the work into this new decade. One such group of activists is gays and lesbians living in a transgender society, or GLITS.
I named it that because we have always been glad. That's not gonna happen anymore. We're first.
Founded by author and activist Kaya Ndorasho. Like STAR, GLITS focuses on housing aid and advocacy for trans sex workers, primarily in New York City, but internationally as well. In 2017, GLITS helped a 21-year-old Ugandan trans woman fleeing her country's anti-homosexuality law relocate to safety in the US. No Justice, No Pride has been making waves since 2017, providing homes for trans women of color while spearheading activist campaigns and fighting for the decriminalization of sex work. Grassroots activism is everywhere, and not every trans housing organization is in a massive East Coast metropolis. In Memphis, My Sister's House provides not only emergency housing for trans people in need, but bail funds, resume coaching, and help navigating HIV testing and name change processes in Tennessee. Down in Louisiana, the House of Tulip, which stands for Trans United Leading Intersectional Progress, has been investing in a permanent campus to house up to 10 trans people at a time, and is working to establish a community space for trans and gender nonconforming New Orleans residents. And in Atlanta, the Homeless Black Trans Women Fund has raised close to $3 million since December 2019, a massive windfall that will change countless lives, both now and in the future. These initiatives and programs like them need our help now more than ever, as we face a looming housing crisis larger than any in American history. But they also demonstrate trans activism's incomparable drive and resiliency, our stubbornness, our compassion, our collective refusal to roll over and die.
Black trans! Black trans!
Housing is a human right, now and forever, and we are the ones who make our communities into homes.
Hello, my name is Clea Duval. I am the director and co-writer of Happiest Season. Happy holidays to you and yours.
Hello, my name is Mary Holland. I am co-writer and Jane in the movie.
Hi, my name's Kristen, give me a second, dude. Come on. Hi,
Well,
my
then
name
take
is
it. I mean, for God's
okay,
sake,
but now
if you're
it's
gonna
all
do it, then why don't you
green
just do it? I'm gonna feel like
it's
we're like
only your face
competing
on
over
the
space here, and it's been a fucking
screen.
day.
Hi, my name's Mackenzie Davis from Happiest Season. I play Harper, and happy holidays.
I'm Kristen Stewart. Happy holidays. And we got it.
Bye. When we set out to make this movie, that was, really the first sort of big, bright studio rom-com Christmas movie that centered around a same-sex couple. We thought the most radical thing we could do would be to follow all the rules, adhere to the genre and stick close to it while also like holding on to the authenticity of the story that we were telling.
Yeah, for some reason, I've been watching a lot of rom-coms in the last month. It's just like, sure, I'll watch the breakup. Why not? General structure of like romantic comedy, it really works. Why don't you just change a tiny little bit, like the relationship at the center, instead of like completely reinventing the wheel and getting so far from the idea of both romance and comedy?
So much of the comedy within romantic comedies obviously are wrapped up in a male and female dynamic, and those jokes are explored, like they're fully explored. We've really like gone over like the potential like funny exchanges that you could have. I'm not saying that like romantic comedies for heterosexual relationships are over, but there were so many of them and they were really good for a while. And there was like a large gap of a moment where it was like rom-coms weren't something that like good actors were jumping towards. This one felt like it's just such sort of untouched territory and like cool opportunities for jokes that feel familiar to us, but that haven't been packaged in this way. I never read anything that reflected something that I thought was like so like a warm blanket of something that I've seen before, obviously in a way that I felt I could actually thrive and be visible within in a way that felt personal, instead of trying to play a part in a movie and really nail the rom-com as a straight person, which I've had ambitions for a long time. Like I'm like, no, watch this. I can be in Charlie's Angels and put on a dress and a wig and you'll never even see the difference. Like it was so cool to be like, no, you're the star of the movie. And also you can completely do the thing that feels the most natural to you. And you don't have to be embarrassed or weird about like wardrobe choices. Just being a woman who takes up space on screens, there is a certain way you have to present. Yeah. It's just, if it's like you're a fringy character if you look or sound or sort of tonally and embody something that's not like really easy for people, men. Yeah. And so like straight men, like, it's really like a particular thing. Even if you took the gayness out of this,
it's just the amount that like any woman's identity is constantly sort of analyzed and then reflected back to you all the time.
You're good enough. You look like a girl enough to be a girl in this movie. You seem like a girl. Maybe you can be cast as the girl in this movie. It's like, excuse me, man? What?
Yeah.
I look like a girl to you now? Suck a dick.
growing up and being such a fan of Christmas movies, but never seeing myself represented, it felt so, normal to be excluded from the genre. And I sort of, accepted it and always had this distant wish that maybe one day I could see something that reminded me of, my experience. And then as I got older and I transitioned from, just acting into also writing and directing, I could be the one that told that story. And that was extremely exciting and empowering. And it just felt, like I can't be the only person who feels not represented, so to be able to create a story that makes people feel seen and has the representation, but that can also be a story that people whose lives don't look like this, that they can also connect to and relate to the story in the same way that I was able to relate to stories that didn't look like me either. The more we can, become human to each other, the more connected we can all become and the more empathy we can all have for each other. It was also really important to me to tell a story about two women that had a happy ending that was like big and bright and warm and not just entrenched in tragedy, where the best case scenario is they fall in love and have a magical time together and then never see each other again. LGBTQ plus people don't get happy endings very often on screen, and that's just not representative of the entire experience of being LGBTQ plus. There are all kinds of different experiences, and we, being able to give people a movie where they can walk away feeling not only seen, but that they can feel like happy and empowered and uplifted is just, I think, so major.
It's so significant, and in the way that holiday movies for a lot of us become part of our tradition. Like they not only are something we enjoy watching, but they also become like how we celebrate the holidays. And so to have this story that is so warm and has such a huge heart to it and expresses this really important message, to have that be a holiday movie and have it become part of people's traditions and a part of people's experience at this time of year, it just feels so impactful and important.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy holidays. I hope that you have a nice time or a good enough time, depending on what you're doing.
Thank you so much for watching us, and sending you so much love this holiday season, and I hope you stay safe.
Thank you so much for watching us chat. Kristen, I'm next.
Excuse me. Sorry. I guess you always think that you should go before me. I guess that says a lot about
we just found
our
out
relationship.
The order on the
You were
first one,
really
and it was
revealing.
done.
No, we should talk about it after.
It's going to be the same this way. Have a great holiday season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays, and we hope you like our movie. Happiest season.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
How do you define love?
By looking at the people around me and noticing my relationships with them, with my loved ones, with my family, with you, and I think just taking those in and realizing like they love me, I love them, there's love all around. Yeah, by community, by the people that I'm around, my loved ones.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
I define love as not being able to stop thinking about someone and getting that really excited, nervous feeling in your stomach every time you see them, whether that's romantic or platonic.
I think love is a sense of connectivity, intimacy, respect. It's something that you share with other people, but it's also something that you can share with yourself. And it doesn't always feel like warm and fuzzy and good. It can be sort of panicked or intense, but to me, it is like the fuel of life.
It's been a really tumultuous, just wild, unexpected year. And we're just happy to be finally at this place where we can spread some joy and talk to family more and be together and eat great food and reminisce about just everything great happening in the world. You know, we have hope, right?
Yes, we have hope. So through turbulence comes triumph. And with triumph comes really, really great moments that we get to celebrate. So for this holiday season, we want to give you guys one of our favorite tips that don't cost anything. It's great, it's easy, and we can all do it, and it makes everyone feel good.
What's
so
that?
Here's the tip. Pick up a phone, write a note, send a text, just telling people that you want to celebrate them today. And that little bit of love goes a long way. So here it is. We would like to say we celebrate all of you guys and have an epic and amazing holiday.
Happy holidays.
This brings us to the end of Chosen. I want to give a very special thank you to our presenting sponsor, MasterCard. Be sure to check out the link in our YouTube description for more on the True Name feature. And of course, thank you to everyone who has joined us here tonight for this celebration of love and community. Be well, stay safe, and take care of one another.
I knew who I was from a very young age. I didn't know what trans was. I didn't necessarily have the language for that. I'm Laith Ashley. I'm a model, an actor, and an activist. Before I started working in entertainment, I had a job where I worked with trans youth. I helped a lot of young folks complete the documents to get their name changed. So when I was ready to transition, the process was a lot easier for me. And I was proud to take it out and say, like, this is my name, this is my gender marker, and this is who I am. It was very affirming, and it made me feel like I had arrived. Not everyone has access to being able to change their name legally, and the True Name feature by MasterCard is a game changer. Having that card with your name on it, it's just like a relief that you can present that. Young people today are so ready to fight for what's right. They give me hope for our future, a future that is more queer, more open, and more accepting.